Hello, everyone, and welcome to your adapted seated yoga practice. For those who are joining me today for the practice and haven't met me before, my name is Bobbie, and I am a yoga therapist and totally passionate about and in love with teaching adaptive yoga. And so let's begin the class today with a centering practice. So I'd like to invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Root down through your sits bones. Maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Soften through your Buddha belly. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer pose, if that's accessible to you. So if this position of your hands makes you lose your balance, choose another placement for your hands. A gentle reminder that we never forfeit balance to come into pose or movement. Bow your head to your heart, lifting your heart to your hands. And an invitation to take a moment to remember your sankalpa, your intention for your practice. Set your intention with one word. So it might be love, compassion, healing. And we'll revisit your intention at the end of the practice. Release your arms down by your sides, spiral your palms open, and wiggly fidget. Shake your hands vigorously. Wiggly fidgets. If anything I share with you today feels uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel right, come back to your breathing. If we are focused on our breath, we are practicing yoga. And so from here, we'll transition into mindful movement. On an inhale, reach your arm up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up, only as high as feels comfortable for you. Slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. And we'll begin the movement on the other side. As you're ready, reaching your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. So maybe turning our gaze up if that doesn't create tension in the neck. And then slowly float your arm down. Adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reach your arm up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down, the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side, and this time, if you like, and it's available to you, reach both arms up in the sky. Take a look between your palms, and then return your gaze towards the horizon. Fold your fingers in, pressing into the palms of your hands. There's a sensitive point there, a marma point. Or maybe interlacing your fingers, placing your hands on the back of your head. So I'm going to choose to have my hands on the back of my head today. So whatever your placement of your hands are, I'd like us to shout out together, I am, I can, and I will. With a sigh of relief, float your arms down. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then give your hands a little shake out again. So wiggly fidgets, a little more vigorous this time. So maybe a bum dance, wiggly fidgets. Creating this amazing day, new day. I would like to reintroduce some of the yoga props that I like to use in the classes. And most of the props, or all of the props really, are, it can be things that we use at home that are like kind of what's formerly known as a yoga prop in the material sense. And so one of the things that I really enjoy using is a rolled sticky mat along my spine. And so it can be a rolled sticky mat. Sometimes I like a little pillow. So it might feel really lovely for you to have something placed along your spine. That can be supportive. It can help counter some of the contracting that we do, which is really hard on our, our breathing and so on. I know, I understand that some of you have amazing chairs that are set up for you thoughtfully. This might not work for you, it might not be needed. If balance is a challenge, because we're going to be doing quite a lot of movement in addition to the breathing exercises and meditation, use whatever it is that you need to feel balanced in your chair. So it might be a chest strap, whatever it is that's unique for you. And lastly, I'd like to introduce a yoga block as an option. Could be a bolster, something a little wider, could be a pillow between the thighs, placed sideways, and then maybe a yoga strap, some sort of tie that helps to keep it in place. And so wider, more narrow, depending on where you're at, where you're individually at. So it's not one size fits all. We don't all wear the same pair of gum boots. And so these are just some of the options. Moving on, at this time, I'd like to invite you to walk your hips forward in the chair if that's available to you and you would like. Or it might be that you do a little bum dance again, maybe pulling the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. Place your feet approximately hip distance apart. So a little cue that I like to use sometimes is 2 fist distance between my knees. Notice how it feels to have your feet in this placement. If this works for you, lovely. If you feel stable. If not, choose another placement for your feet. And so this is your yoga practice. And then when you're ready, an invitation to repose. Ground through your feet. Center, ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones. Notice where your bottom and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Energy moving in two directions, lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. Our Buddha belly soft, breath is quiet. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm face up or palms face down as desired. Take a moment to notice which feels better for you, placing your palms face down or palms face up. If you are tired, explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. If you are feeling restless, monkey brain, palms face down can encourage grounding. And from here, we'll transition into gentle warm-up for our neck and shoulders. Let's begin with simple neck rotations. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. Move your head in the other direction as you're ready. Move your head up and down. So looking up and then dropping your chin towards your chest. Look up. Drop your chin towards your chest. Looking up. Drop your chin towards your heart center. When you're ready, turn your gaze looking over your right shoulder. Pause, and then imagine that you're moving your chin up and down slightly. Move your head back through center, turning your gaze over your left shoulder. Imagine, visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. Come back through center. Bring your head back center. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side if that feels comfortable for you. And then pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. Not forcing the movement, but allowing it to happen. On inhale, let's meet back at center. Palm face up at the heart. On exhale, drop your ear towards your shoulder, pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up. So nerve flossing, nerves like movement. On inhale, let's meet back at center. 2 more times on this side, and I'd like for you to practice the movement in your own time and rhythm. Of course, I'm here if you need the visual. And so away you go. And finish up the movement that you're on. Release both arms down by your side. Notice how that movement made you feel. And then we'll begin on the other side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. So this might be your pose today. Or it might be that it feels okay, it feels good to release your other arm by your side. Pressing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. And see if you can avoid collapsing forward, reaching up. Slowly come out of the pose. Head comes back center, palm face up at the heart. Exhale, drop your ear towards your shoulder, pressing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. Inhale, come on back center. 2 more times in your own time and rhythm, if you'd like. And I'm here as a guide visually, if you need me, of course. So my hope for you is that you become your own yoga teacher. Maybe develop a home practice. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back center. Release your arms by your side or wherever feels comfortable for you. And then take a moment to rest. The yoga happens between the poses and the movements. Notice any subtle sensations. How's your breath? And so moving on, let's roll our shoulders back and down just a few times. And so, palms face up, an invitation to reach your arms in front of you. Stretch your palms. And then take your fingers to your shoulders. Stretch your palms. Fingertips to your shoulders. Stretch. Take a pause anytime you feel you'd like or need to. And stretch. And now let's explore alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, soften your elbows, take your fingers up to your shoulders. And then let's imagine that we're drawing circles with our elbow points on the screen in front of you or the wall. If you are blessed with a yoga buddy at home, niyasam, so someone to guide and help with the movements is always lovely. Other directions, so reverse, back and down. Slowly come out of the movement. Rest your hands, palm face up or down. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And so let's do some movements for our hands. I'm of the mind and heart that our hands are connected not only to our heart, but to our mind as well. And so I'd like to suggest that you not take my word for anything, investigate. So notice how you feel. And so let's stretch our palms. Imagine starfish, if that works for you. And then bear claw and soft fist. Starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Circle your wrists in one direction. Notice if one wrist is tighter than the other. We tend to be tighter on one side. And then reverse the direction. A little more challenging, perhaps. And imagine you're playing piano. So getting that synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 going into all the little joints in our hands. Turn your palms face up. Circle your thumbs in one direction. Micro movements, visualizing the movement. Focusing on what we can do. Circle your thumbs in the opposite direction. Interlace your fingers lightly. Bring your hands together, however feels comfortable for you. And then imagine that you're drawing the infinity symbol. And then reverse the direction. A little more challenging, perhaps. When we flow with our breath, magical things happen. Release your hands, and then I'd like to invite you to press one hand against the other. So fingers pointing down towards the earth, or it might be that you make a fist, or pardon me, use your thigh to get that lovely stretch. And then fingers up towards the sky. And then we'll reverse sides. So press against your hand. Fingers reaching up. One more time. Your hands a little shaken. So let's do a practice that I like to call waving to our ancestors. And so it's one of my favorite practices. So let's make sure that our feet are placed evenly on the floor, sits bones sharp on the chair. So really in a way, our sits bones, when we do chair practice, chair yoga, act as the feet of our toes in a way. Shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Bring your hands in front of you and then begin to wave. So waving to our ancestors, reaching up to the sky. And then hinging from the hips, maybe coming forward a little. Waving to our ancestors. And one more time, reaching up. So I had a woman in my class for a few years. She lived to be about 103. And we were doing this practice one morning, and she said, I feel like my ancestors are waving back. And then just like you're shaking water off your hands, let your arms really stand by your side. Tuck your chin in slightly, Buddha belly is soft. And then rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And take a moment to notice how you feel. No judgment. Yoga meets us right where we are. From here, I'd like to invite you to reach your arm over, across, and if you can reach to the bottom of your ear on the opposite side, go for it. But wherever you can reach is awesome. And then tap from your ear down to your shoulder. And then reach back, give yourself a pat on the back. And so if the tapping feels a little too intense, maybe just putting a gentle hand there instead. And then tap down along your arm. Palm face up, tap up. And then we'll reach across to the other side. Tap from the bottom of your ear down to your shoulder. So this is another of the lovely practices. If you have a partner, a yoga buddy, if they do the tapping for you, sometimes that can feel pretty wonderful. And then reach back, give yourself a pat on the back. And then tapping down along your arm, tap up. And when you're ready, bring your fingertips to your upper chest and tapping lightly. So this can be calming for our nervous system. However, we don't want to overdo it. Tapping in this area. And then even if you'd like, lean back in your chair or sitting upright, massage your organs, your Buddha belly. If our Buddha belly is soft, it means that our nervous system is more balanced. So massage your liver on the right. Massage your stomach. And then when you're ready, bring your hands, so come forward a little bit in your chair. If you can reach back, give your lower back a little massage. So bringing some of that loving, healing energy that's your own to those areas of your body's talking to you. And reaching up a little higher if that's available to you. Send your kidneys and adrenal glands some love. And then sweep your hands forward. Inhale, left. Exhale, go. And release. So let's continue with body tapping or self-massage if you'd like, depending on how you're practicing this. If you need to walk your feet forward a little bit, your knees in line with your ankles to feel a little more stable in your chair, go for it. And so let's sweep along our thighs, maybe coming to our knees and reaching down wherever feels comfortable for you. In other words, stable. And then come on back up. And one more time. Sweeping down along your thighs, your knees, maybe coming forward a little. Your shins, so wherever you can reach. And slowly make your way back up. Place your hands a few inches apart in front of you. So it's okay to have your hands resting on your thighs, or maybe you'd like to have your hands up a little higher. Soften your gaze or close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. And notice any subtle sensations. Maybe exploring, bringing your hands out a little further apart to the side. And then bringing your hands back together. And inhale, maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. And on the exhale, things contract. Turn your palms face up. On inhale, reaching up to the sky, maybe noticing the lightness as we reach up to the sky. And then palms face down, maybe feeling a grounding sensation. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. I like to think of these gentle movements as a moving meditation. And palms face down. So one more time, inhale, reaching up. And then on your exhale, I'd like to invite you to join me in making the sound ma. So it's a way to honor Mother Nature. Ma. Bowing your head to your heart. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. Take a moment, soft belly, quiet breath. And so let's begin to sway from side to side. So you can think tree in the wind if you like. Bending your spine. And so gaze is softened. And come on back to a neutral spine. Bend your arms low in front of you. If you have an itch, feel free to scratch it. And so always making sure that you're comfortable. And then as you are ready, begin to gently twist from side to side. So you might notice that saliva begins to pool. And so that's a good indication that our nervous system is beginning to become more balanced. So moving away from that fight or flight to more balanced place. If you'd like, bend your elbows, palms facing forward, and then moving with your breath, twist from side to side. I like to hear my breath sometimes as I'm moving. It helps me to focus on my pose or movement. And so I'm going to inhale and exhale through my nose. That's an invitation to you if you want to explore that. Don't feel you have to move at my tempo. So I'm a turtle. So you might be moving a little quicker, a little slower. Slowly make your way back center. Float your arms down. And rest your hands on your thighs. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Soft Buddha belly. So moving on, hands resting on your thighs. As you inhale, draw your hands in towards your hip creases and begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And be careful not to throw your head back. So it might be helpful to look at where the ceiling meets the wall. You'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. We'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. When you're ready, slowly return your gaze on the horizon. And then roll your shoulders towards your front body. Let your shoulders roll towards your front body. Let your chin drop towards your chest, round your spine. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine. On exhale, let your shoulders round towards your front body. Let your chin drop towards your chest, round your whole spine. And 2 more times in your own time and rhythm. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come back to neutral spine, or Buddha belly is soft. And so I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together at your heart center. Lift your elbows slightly. Interlace your fingers, if that works for you. So this time, pressing into your hands a little more. Press your palms away from you. As you do, begin to round your back. You might notice that your navel naturally contracts in towards your spine. Reaching up a little higher. And then release your arms down by your side. Let's practice this movement 2 more times. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms away. As you press your palms away, round your back, drawing your navel in towards your spine. On inhale, reach up a little higher. Not forcing the movement, but allowing it to happen. Release your arms down by your side, palms face down. Bring your hands together in prayer pose. Press into the palms of your hands. Give your wrists a little stretch. Interlace your fingers, pressing your palms away, round your back. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Breathing in, reach your arms up to the sky if you'd like. So to your place. Release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times, a little shake out. And then take a moment to let your breath settle. And so the movements of the spine. So of course, we know that our spines matter. And so let's come into a variation of a seated side bend. And so take hold of the underneath of the side of your chair. Or it might be that if you're in a wheelchair, using your armrests might be a nice option. Or if you happen to have a chair beside you, that can be lovely too as a placement for your hand. However, I'm going to choose this placement today. Release your opposite arm by your side. Spiral your palm open. So if we spiral our palm open before we reach up, chances are we will come to the right place for us. And so soft bend in your elbow, reach your arm up. Maybe elbow is bent, maybe fingertips to the shoulders. Maybe reaching way up and over. Whatever your pose is today, I'm going to choose, I have my arm up overhead. Try and not collapse forward. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck, and then breathe into your side body, into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Take hold of the underside of your chair. Release your opposite arm by your side. Spiral your palm open. On inhale, we're taking our arm up, elbows bent. Maybe it feels good to have your hands on your fingers, tips on your shoulder, or maybe reaching up and over. Whatever your pose is today, ground through your sit bone. Make sure that sit bone is staying on the chair. Stretching from our armpits, down along our rib cage, all the way down to our head. And slowly come out of the pose on this side. Arms by your side, then rest your hands on your thighs. And Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Let's explore coming into a seated twist. And so an invitation to bring your feet out to the side, if that's possible, keeping your knees in line with your ankles. It's okay to have your toes turned outwards. When you're ready, reach your right hand over to your left knee or thigh. Left hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. So you'll notice that we're already into the twist at this point. So there are a few conditions where this is will be your pose today. So if you have fractures, bulging discs, do not go any deeper than this. So contraindicated. So we don't need to go into a super duper deep pose to get the benefit. So otherwise, if you'd like to explore, going a little deeper, on inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, slowly going into your twist. Our head turns last. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. It might be that you back off a little. And this is your twist today on this side. Slowly unwind. And take a moment and we'll come into the seated twist on the other side. Reach your left hand over to your right knee or thigh. Right hand comes beside you on the chair or behind you. If you're in a wheelchair and you have a handle, it might feel good to reach your arm over your handle. In a manual chair, I think that works well for some. And so inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, see if you can go into your twist a little deeper. Close your eyes softly, focused inward, or soften your gaze. Slowly unwind. So rock and roll. Reach your arms up to the sky and then twist to the side. Reaching up on an inhale, on exhale, going into your twist. And just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, keeping this gentle twist flowing. Remember to go into your twist on the exhale. Finish up the movement that you're on, and then come on back to a neutral spine. If you brought your feet wide, walk them back so that your knees are in line with your ankles. Comfortably hip distance apart, in other words. And close your eyes softly and take a moment to notice how's your breath. Our old friend, our breath. When you're ready, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. And I'd like to share a practice with you that I like to call stirring the pot. And so as you're ready, begin on an inhale, so circle forward. On exhale, pressing back. And so this movement can feel a little strange if you're not accustomed to it. So move with your breath. Our breath is long and smooth and soft. As we breathe in and as we breathe out. And when you're ready, move in the other direction. So as you begin to feel your hips and lower back soften and release, see if you can go a little deeper. Moving your shoulders towards your knees. Of course, we're not going to come all the way down. Bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. To the space beside you. Above you, and especially bring an awareness to the space behind you, and trust, an invitation to trust that you're being supported. And slowly finish up the movement. Release your arms by your side and take a moment to let your breath settle. And so I think we'll come into one more practice before moving towards our guided meditation and final relaxation. And so let's repulse. So do a little bum dance, maybe pulling the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. Feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. And so bring your hands together at your heart center, lifting your elbows slightly. In prayer pose, if that is easy for you. Otherwise, it might be that you place your hands on your Buddha belly. And from here, we'll transition to a practice that is called sun breath and meditation on the heart. So at a certain point, I'll be adding sounds to the movement. And so an invitation always to participate in whatever way you'd like. So on inhale, extend your arms out to the sides. So warming up our shoulders and upper body. Bring your hands back together as you bow your head towards your heart. Hands in prayer at the heart center, maybe on our Buddha belly. On inhale, arms come out to the side. So up as high or low as feels comfortable for you, for your arms. Bring your hands back together. In prayer, tucking our chin towards our heart. Inhale. And now an invitation to perhaps make a humming sound with your movements. On the exhale. Bring your hands together at the heart center, Buddha belly. Inhale. Noticing that the humming sound lengthens our exhale. Inhale. Inhale. And then this time, maybe making the sound Om if you'd like. Or continuing with the bumblebee, the humming breath. Om. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the area between your navel and your pubic bone. Your other hand on your heart center. And bow your head to your heart. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Maybe imagine that you're breathing into the space between your hands. And place one hand on your forehead, gentle pressure, keeping your other hand at your heart center. Notice how it feels to have your hands in this placement. And then when you're ready, reach your right hand over to your left armpit. So I'm going to mirror you. Take your other hand, place it on your shoulder. Let your chin drop towards your chest, round your spine a little. And so this was a lovely practice that I learned recently. And then when you're ready, release your arms, give your hands a little shake out. And then come on, seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for your short guided meditation and final relaxation. So make sure that you have what you need to set yourself up comfortably. I'm going to place a rolled sticky mat along my spine. A blanket can feel lovely, a pillow, a pet, a little bit of weight on our thighs. Can create a grounding sensation, can help with fatigue. However, that said, I understand that this doesn't work for everyone. Just making sure that you have what you need to feel comfortable. That's the idea. Bring your hands together. Rest your right palm in your left hand. Maybe our thumbs connect. If this placement of your hands works for you, lovely. If not, choose another placement for your hands. And so these hand gestures are created to help us focus our mind. And if you'd like, an invitation to think of when your hands come together, think of it as a symbol of connecting with your higher self or your higher power. Draw your hands in towards your hip creases. Look down and into your heart. See what you can see. And then imagine that you're breathing into your heart. The meditation that I'd like to share with you today is by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen, Buddhist monk, beloved. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Come into whatever comfortable seated position you'd like for your final relaxation. Eyes closed softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. And closing your eyes about 3/4 of the way, looking on the earth or the floor in front of you, with your feet. Be calming for the nervous system. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. So not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allow your shoulders to soften away from our ears. Our Buddha belly is soft, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. On inhale, if you'd like, saying the word let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our Buddha belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can sometimes be helpful. without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. And to quote Matthew Sanford, a lovely teacher that I trained with some time ago, our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like. And then come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. Thank you. Om, peace, peace, peace. Notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. Like bring the intention that you said at the beginning of the class back to mind. And then let it go. The teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Have a lovely day. Thank you to ConnecTra, the Disability Foundation, my tech host, Dirk. And if you have any questions or feedback, I'm happy to stay here to answer them. And so if I don't have the answer, I have lots of amazing teachers that are a resource for me. Thank you.